Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. So first of all, I want to thank every one of you guys for subscribing to my channel. We crossed 1,000 subs like a couple of days ago, and I know my upload schedule hasn't been too great, but it's because I've been busy with a lot of stuff. But with that being said, the purpose of the video is, as you know by the title, is which platform or marketing channel that you use if you're going to start an advertising agency. So SMMA and your service is advertising. Now when I started, was a question for me, like, do I go with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google? I ended up with Google, and I'll tell you why I did. But basically, I know this is a big question for you guys because you want to choose. When you finalize on an industry that you're going to go in, you don't know which one or which marketing platform is the best suited for that industry, right? So there are a couple of factors which I think about which allows me to choose a marketing platform which gives me the best chance of providing good results for any client that I take on. So like with everything about my channel, it's going to be everything about local businesses and especially lead generation. Everything I'm saying, I'm not talking about ecom because ecom is not something that I do, so obviously I can't advise you and guys on this, but hopefully most of you guys are on lead generation. Obviously below you can see these are probably the main ones. We got TikTok ads, which was recently kind of blown up. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people you probably see on YouTube is probably doing ecom with TikTok ads, but actually lead generation is kind of untapped in TikTok ads. Now we got Google ads, which Google ads and Facebook ads, they're the go-to platforms when it comes to lead generation, and obviously Instagram ads is kind of bundled with Facebook ads. In my agency, we've started using YouTube ads for our industry. So the industry that I'm in is the auto services industry, and we're primarily in Google ads. We've mastered just general Google ads for our industry, and we've started to move on to YouTube ads because it's kind of untapped. It's a blue ocean. If you can get TikTok ads right with the creative, creative side, you should try it on YouTube because TikTok and YouTube is video based, so it's if you're really good at creating creatives, really good UGC type of content, TikTok ads and YouTube ads is the way to go. I'd say it's really untapped. I'd say we got 5 platforms, and it can be really hard in the beginning when trying to determine, okay, do I hire a media buyer for Google ads or is Facebook ads or Instagram ads? Which one do I choose that will give me the best result? And especially if you are new to SMMA and you don't know which one to go for, which one should you even specialize in if you decide to actually learn yourself, what it comes down to is the type of industry that you choose, and it comes down to these 4 factors that I explain here. So there's account health, which I'll go over which one of these type of platforms leads to the most account health for the for a specific industry. So for example, if you try to run any sort of weight loss type offer, let's say your client was in the a weight loss type of industry, and you're trying to advertise his coaching product or his whatever ebook or something like that. If you try to do anything weight loss related in Instagram ads and Facebook ads, you can say that your account health, when I mean my account health, is how likely is it going to lead to suspensions? It's very, very likely, right? Whereas if you're in the weight loss industry and you're only and you try out YouTube ads or Google ads, it's really rare that you'll lead into suspensions. And I'd say if you're in the weight loss or health and fitness industry or anything like that, I'd say if you're really good at creatives, going to YouTube because it leads to the least amount of account suspensions, etc. So I'm going to talk about 4 factors here, the customer intent in each one of these platforms. And if you guys don't really understand what the key words I'm using in these in this, you will by the end of this video. And I'm going to also talk about interruption marketing versus search type of marketing, and the lead quality, which is really important. Obviously the lead quality really varies on each different platform, and I'll touch bases on that as well. First of all is the type of industry. We'll start off with a plumber. So which platform, if my client base, I'm going to target plumbers, which one of these five different platforms would I choose? So we'll go to the first thing: interruption versus search marketing. Interruption marketing is Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok, and partially YouTube ads. What I mean by interruption marketing is, let's say let's say you pick up your phone, you go on Facebook, you go on Insta, you go on TikTok, or you go on YouTube. You're going on there to watch the content, between your friends, between or whoever you follow. You're not going on Facebook to find a plumber, right? No one goes on Facebook to find a plumber, because if they want a plumber, they just go on Google and search for a plumber. So the most obvious platform that brings you the most highest lead quality, the most obvious one would be to go with Google ads. Running Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads for plumbers, I'm not saying it won't work, it will definitely work, but no one will be on Facebook looking for plumbers, right? Also, another thing is, everyone knows what a plumber is. So actually, I'll give you an example as to why I'm speaking about knowing the customer, knowing the industry. So epoxy flooring. So epoxy floorings is a really type of new industry. I don't think not many people are in it, but epoxy flooring is a type of flooring, and not many customers don't know what epoxy flooring is. But if they actually saw what epoxy does to their flooring, in their house, it looked really nice. Now, this is an industry where you would want to use Facebook or Instagram ads or TikTok ads or YouTube ads, because you want to show the customer the end result. And it's an industry where people, the customer actually doesn't know what it is. Obviously there are customers who know what it is. When a customer knows something and is like, it's a really popular thing, like plumbers. Everyone knows what a plumber is, everyone knows what a roofer is. The thing that the customers know, it's always most likely, Google ads is always better, because if a customer knows the industry, they can just search, and it's something that they need. Let's say they need a lawyer, right? Everyone will go on Google and search him, lawyer near me, or roofer near me, or plumber near me. Whereas it's very unlikely if it's an industry like epoxy. I'm not saying no one, there's definitely people who know, but compared to a roofer and epoxy, there's a lower search volume, because not many people know what epoxy is. But if it was an industry that they know, they'd obviously go on Google and type in epoxy fitters or epoxy installers near me. And this is where Google ads becomes a problem. If you're running Google ads, because it's search, so coming back to this, because it's a form of search ads, if someone doesn't know what to search, how are you going to show your ad, right? So obviously, for everything, Google's huge. There's a pool of audience customers who know what epoxy flooring is and will search up what epoxy flooring near me, how much is epoxy flooring, whatever it is, and you can show ads for that. That would work, but there wouldn't be enough volume. So you onboard a client, you're giving guarantees like, I'll get you 15 leads. But with Google ads, it's the number of leads that you can bring is directly dependent on the search volume of that specific industry within that specific area. Because obviously most of your clients are definitely are not going to target the entire US, right? If they did, this shouldn't be an issue. But if they most of them are going to be in a set area where they can only target customers in that area, because they can only travel that far. Hopefully you're understanding this. So with epoxy, something like epoxy flooring, where it's more visual, and it's more visual, and if someone I go on my phone and I go on Facebook and I see an ad for epoxy flooring and I'm a homeowner, I might and this is where I'm getting interrupted. So Facebook, Insta, TikTok, YouTube, I'm getting interrupted by something that then entices me to stay there and watch what it is, and maybe click the ad and then go through and book, and then obviously the client gets a lead. In an industry where it requires showing, you'd always want to go for something like Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, because you wouldn't be able to bring in the volume, because not many people know what epoxy flooring is, so it's very unlikely that they'll search up epoxy flooring. So that's what I mean by interruption versus search, and hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, so next is lead quality. Now, the lead quality will always be better with Google ads. Again, it comes back to search. If someone is searching for plumber near me, or plumber near me, or roofer near me, they obviously are looking for a service. They're in the bottom. So if there's a funnel, right? This is a typical marketing funnel. There's the bottom of the funnel, BOF. There's the middle of the funnel, and then there's the top of the funnel. Top of the funnel is where someone doesn't know what this specific thing is. So coming back to epoxy flooring, your top of the funnel, TOF marketing, epoxy flooring is your Facebook ad. so your Facebook ads, and you get your TikTok ads, and you get your Instagram ads, and you get your YouTube ads. So these are all top of the funnel marketing, where you are introducing this industry, or introducing the service to your potential clients. And then the middle of the funnel is where the customer sees this ad, they're really enticed, and they go start researching. So they go search on Google and start researching what is epoxy, what the benefits of epoxy flooring, the side effects of epoxy flooring. So the middle of the funnel is basically like the research phase of a customer. And that honestly, with good YouTube ads and Facebook ads, these are the top two funnels that you can conquer with this. Obviously, introducing them to the service would be the top of the funnel, and then you can start running retargeting ads on each TikTok ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, where you kind of teach them about what this specific thing is, so they're more likely to come back and become a lead. Essentially, what we want is the customer to go down this pipeline and get to the bottom of the funnel, because this is really cold. It's a really cold audience, and this is extremely hot audience. And with Google Ads, it's extremely hot audience. So the intent, the lead quality is much higher, because if they're on Google and they're searching a plumber near me, they want a plumber right now. Whatever ad shows up the best, they're gonna click it and they're gonna become a lead. It's just like that. There's a higher conversion rate in Google Ads if you have everything set up correctly. Your landing pages, everything. The lead quality is much better in Google Ads compared to any other platform, in my opinion, so far with any of my testing. Because if let's say someone saw epoxy flooring as a YouTube ad or a Facebook ad, they might they might see it, they might be interested, but obviously it's just that initial excitement, and they might become a lead. And this is where I'm just going to touch on automation, because this is where, if you're running like interruption type marketing, you really want automations in place to get to the lead within 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes, because that lead initially, if you're able to interrupt them out there while they're scrolling on Facebook, or scrolling on YouTube, scrolling on Instagram, they see this thing, they're really interested in what it is, and they sign up, they become a lead. If you don't get to that lead within 5 minutes, using automation, so sending out an email or calling them directly, or you don't have a CRM or some sort. I think it was after 5 minutes, if you don't get to the lead within 5 minutes, the lead quality decreases by 80%, because they're just not gonna care about the service anymore, because they probably even forgot what they signed up to. It's just how humans work. So hopefully you understood what I meant by Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, and TikTok ads. They're really cold audiences, whereas with Google ads, it's really hot audiences. So overall, I'd say if you're targeting it lead quality wise, Google Ads will always be a much higher lead quality. Now with higher lead quality does become some disadvantages, if you could say. So the cost to acquire a lead would be much higher on Google, but it doesn't matter if you're spending more to acquire a customer, because or gain a lead, because the lead quality is really high. So the customer is more likely, because they're in the bottom of the funnel. So let's say if someone's researched epoxy and then they finally get to the bottom of the funnel and they say epoxy installers near me, they obviously, the lead quality is extremely high. They are in a buying state, so it's a really easy sell. Even if you bring a bunch of leads for epoxy installers, because the customer aren't sure of what it is, they just became a lead because they're kind of interested. So if your client doesn't have a really good processes and systems, and really they're not good at sales, they're not going to close that customer, because they haven't gone down to the middle of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel. Whereas any lead that you bring with Google Ads, they're already in that purchasing state, so the lead quality is going to be higher. It's going to be much easier for the client to actually close the customers as well. Now I'm going to touch now on suspensions. I'd say TikTok ads, Google ads, and YouTube ads have the least amount of account suspensions, and because Facebook is Instagram is under Facebook, by far has the most account suspensions. For various reasons, your business isn't verified, the type of offer, or it could be one small thing and you can get your entire account just lead to suspension. And this is something that I put in here because it's something that you want to consider, because when you get a client, the most important thing is giving them quick wins. If you can bring them a lead within the first week, they are going to be really happy, and they're going to there's more of a chance of them staying with you and carry on with their next few months. Whereas if it takes 2-3 months for them to see results, they're very, very, very unlikely to stay with you. Now, why am I mentioning that? If your account ends up being suspended, so you start running, a big issue with Facebook is you start running, the ads are approved, and then a week later your account is suspended, and now you're in like a buffer period where nothing's happening. The client is starting losing hope in Facebook ads because they trying all kinds of these things and the ads aren't running, etc. So that's something you want to consider. Like most of the times, that's one of the main reasons I went with Google Ads, because there's less headache with account suspensions. Like if I'm signing on a client, I want to get them results as quickly as possible, and so far TikTok and Google and YouTube, they have the least account suspensions. And then finally, it comes down to it comes down to customer intent, and this is essentially I kind of explained it here because this is this marketing funnel. The customer intent on Google will be they're in the bottom of the funnel where they are in the purchasing mind, whereas the customer intent on Facebook and YouTube, they aren't in a purchasing mind. They are in an information gathering mind. So I'd say lead quality and customer intent go hand in hand, because if the intent of the customer is high, the customer intent is much higher. They are in a purchasing state, so the lead quality is also higher. And compared to the top of the funnel marketing type of marketing with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Another thing is you have to consider the client retention, because I'd argue that getting clients within your SMMA agency is not the hardest part. You'll eventually get to a stage where once you find a process to book meetings, book on clients, it's about client retention. That's the most hardest part. And yes, you can bring leads. You can bring 50 leads from Facebook with these cold, and they might be cold audiences, but you really want to think of client retention and put yourself in their shoes. Would they stay on with you? Yes, you can bring 50 leads, but if they are, because the lead quality is not great, because the leads that you're bringing is really low quality, because they're cold audiences, they don't know what the industry is about, so they have to do a lot of things on their end to eventually bring in a sale, right? Would you rather have 50 leads which are cheap and you can get the top of the funnel, or would you have less leads, let's say 30 leads, but they're much higher quality, they cost a little more, but the client does not have to work so hard on getting this customer this lead into a customer, because they're already at the bottom of the funnel. If they're already at the bottom of the funnel, they just need a little bit more push to become the lead that you generated to become a sale. And another thing is, this is really important, especially if your agency is guaranteeing not only leads but booked appointments. You're going to struggle. Booked appointments. You're going to struggle a lot. You're going to struggle a lot if the leads that you're generating from Facebook, if you don't have a step-by-step process, or you don't have a really good sequence of how you're going to turn that cold lead into a hot lead, you're just going to be wasting your money, and your client is going to lose hope, because it's just really hard to get cold audiences into booked appointments. Whereas with me, I'm generating leads, I'm also using Google Ads, so because they're already in the purchasing intent, it's such an easy sell, because the only factor when it comes down to here is just the price. And if your client, when they get on the phone with this really high quality lead, it's going to be a much easier sell for them. And for a client to stay on with you for months and months, you want the leads to be high quality, because even if you're bringing 100 leads to the client and he's complaining, or he or she, whatever it is complaining that the leads, you're bringing me leads but the lead quality isn't great, he's not going to stay on. He's going to move on, because he just believes that the leads that you're bringing is honestly crap. It comes down to is your industry that you've chosen an industry like epoxy, where you need to your only option to bring in volume, because you have to also consider volume. Because yes, the lead quality if you do epoxy with Google Ads, the lead quality is going to be higher, but there's not going to be enough volume, so it might take 1-2 months to bring even close to like 25 leads, right? So you're only left with the choice of choosing one of YouTube ads, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. So what you need to then focus on is having automations in place, so you can get that customer from the top of the funnel all the way down to the bottom of the funnel, right? So that's also something that you need to consider if you're doing that. So to summarize, if your industry that you've chosen is well known, it's a name or it's a thing that a lot of customers will be searching on Google. Let's say plumbers, roofers, plumbers, roofers, whatever, electricians. If it's a well-known industry, I'd always say, just go with Google Ads. Whereas if it's an industry where customers need to be introduced to what the type of service it is, because without that, they just don't know what it is. Go with the YouTube ads, Instagram or ads, or Facebook ads and TikTok ads. But if you're doing that, make sure you have, you focus on having automations, because without automations or a good system, you are going to struggle to bring that top of the funnel audience, which is the cold audience, down to a warm audience, right? So that these are the facts that you have to consider when choosing which platform you're going to decide to advertise on. So hopefully that helped you guys, and leave any questions down in the comment section below. Also join the Discord. We have a lot of people going in there. So yeah, bye bye.